All right, welcome to this TESPN broadcast of Prep League basketball. Got the visiting Saints from St. Christopher's taking on the Titans of Trinity, and I'm joined here by Jack Toscano,
How y'all doing?
state champion winning quarterback, William and Mary football commit, fifth year senior extraordinaire. Not because you reclassed, because you came in eighth grade, I mean.
Yeah, fair enough.
So great to be here up in our vantage point in the balcony.
Hey, it's jumping over
It's
here.
jumping over here. You commented just to me right before we went on the air. Great atmosphere. Both student sections are packed out. There are some restrictions in terms of attendance with really supposed to only be, I think, people related to the players and then students and faculty from the two schools, but it's still heck of a crowd, heck of an atmosphere.
Everybody's masked
And,
up.
Everybody's masked up, and it always is when these two get together. Titans in their brand new uniforms is the first time wearing these. So far undefeated in the brand new uniforms, and hopefully that'll be a good luck charm. And the Saints come out man-to-man. Alex shaking for three, and he nails it.
Huge.
And that is
Huge shot.
That is a huge shot for him to get going early.
He's one of their keys to success for Trinity, getting started early and often.
Absolutely, and I think the last time you and I were here, Chaikin had an off shooting night, but we know that he can fill it up, and so for him to see that first one go down is huge. Titans also in the man-to-man, and there's going to be a three-pointer off the mark, but it is rebounded by Keyshawn Pulley, and he's going to get fouled. That three was by Nikos Kobanis, who's a senior, and I believe he's a four-year varsity player for the Saints. He is a good shooter, even though that one didn't go down. And Keyshawn Pulley, probably the Saints' best player. He is, I think, started since ninth grade. So
and just to add on with Nikos, he's a really good defender as well. Really strong. I mean, you can see it in his frame.
He
can guard 1 through 5 easy. And he's just one of those guys you always want on the court if you're St. Chris.
Yeah, no question. Good football player as well.
Great football player.
And so there is some experience out there for the Saints. Also, Trent Hendrick, all three of those guys, Kovanis, Pulley, and Hendrick have all gotten significant minutes all the way going back to ninth grade. So there's a lot of experience for particularly those three. Titans, much less experience, frankly, but by this point in the year, they're 12 games in, and good hustle there by both teams. Pulley's foot is out of bounds, but they're going to go ahead and call a jump ball to the Saints.
I think they missed that one.
Yeah, it's right beneath us. We frankly probably had a better angle.
It's a hard vantage point for sure.
These two of these three refs ref the girls' game, so that's fatigue for them potentially as well to keep an eye on. But Saints ball, and they get a nice ball reversal there and a really nice cut, and an easy 2 points for Matt Grant.
I hope Coach Blazer sticks to his man look, even though that one got past us. I think it's the best for our team. We're small, athletic, scrappy team.
The Saints don't really have a ton of size either. No big post presence. I agree, but that was definitely a blown assignment on that. DJ Covington for two. Great to see fan favorite DJ get on the scoreboard early.
One of the best in the nation for sure.
And the Titans go to little press, little three-quarter court, 1-2-2, and it causes some problems and a turnover. So good job there with the pressure. I did go back and look at the replay on that inbounds pass, and Alex Shakin just got caught not in help position on his man. So something that they'll, I'm sure, go over and film study. But Titans with an early 5-4 lead, a couple minutes in, and Luke Fisher all the way. And he scores it left-handed.
He's so good at driving. That's his. I mean, he can shoot the ball too, and he's a good facilitator, but he's unstoppable when he gets a full head of steam.
Yeah, and he's a tough shot maker. But there's a three by Matt Grant. So neither team able to get really a whole lot of stops so far. It's been most possessions so far have ended in points. So 7-7. But this is just what you want, man. Friday night, Saints, Titans. Tell you what, man,
DJ looked like he missed a look there. He
did.
Shot, but
Luke Fisher for three, in and out. And Trent Hendrick with a rebound. I'll come back to that thought when we get a timeout. But just wanted to speak a little bit on this rivalry and having been part of it for a very long time. Just kind of what it means to both schools. And but we'll save that for a timeout. But right now, 12 on the shot clock.
Good screen by Trent.
Really good screen by Trent. Good block by
great
Leland
block.
Coleman. And he gets the rebound.
Good offense, better defense.
Yeah, now Leland's going to bring it up and look to take it all the way.
Good body control.
That is good body control. Leland flexing on Trent. I don't know if
flashbacks of Henry Coleman right there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a flex mismatch, but you know what? Leland will take it.
DJ
with a steal. He's got Alex shaking. Great pass.
Alex. Good
head
pump fake.
She's going to be short. DJ, great hustle. It's going to be DJ getting it back again.
Another great. Good look, though.
Yeah, great effort by DJ.
Again, he's one of those guys. He hustles.
No question.
Always.
He needs to see the ball right now, though,
Yeah.
because Nikos is coming right up his back.
Yep.
And both teams actually looking a little tired. The whistle has barely blown almost halfway through this first quarter.
That's what you like to see in a rivalry game.
For sure, but, both these teams have had some cancellations with some COVID on other teams.
Monster.
Plus the snow, so I do see a little bit of fatigue.
Here comes Trey Ferguson for DJ.
Really, I think having Trey Ferguson is a real difference that the Titans didn't have early in the year.
Yep.
Such a good ball handler, great defender. He's so quick.
And he just brings a winning mentality. I played with him for 3 years now. He's the winner, and I think that's a great thing, especially for this inexperienced Titan team.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I know early the first several games that we were able to broadcast, I think we broadcast 4 games in December, and at that point Trey was still dealing with a lingering issue going back to football season. So this is his first time playing at home this year.
Yeah.
And there looks like an issue with the book, and
maybe I'm bad luck with the book.
Yeah, I mean we talked about this when VES had this issue. But this is something you rarely see, maybe once every 2 years, and yet we're going to see it twice in 2 games that we've done together. And I think there's someone who's not in the book. It must be Trey because he just came in.
Yeah.
My guess is with these new uniforms, some numbers changed. Maybe they had Trey on his old number, and that is.
Is this Trey's first official game now? Has he
played?
No,
but he's played. Well, it might be his first game in white.
Maybe
but the other thing is these are brand new uniforms.
Oh,
and I know some of the guys switched numbers. Like Chaikin was 33 in the previous, now he's 4.
Yeah.
So it may have just been an issue of not getting it over. Now, Pulley missed the free throw. But yeah, if you're Coach Blazer, I mean it's beyond frustrating that you're potentially giving up free points.
Yeah.
And don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but that to me, an assistant coach needs to make sure that he check that. Yeah. It doesn't matter, though, because he missed them both. Yeah. And so they already had possession of the ball. So it's 2 shots in the ball, but they already had the ball. So,
yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I'm surprised they missed a shot, especially since that's the guy they chose. But,
yeah, that's a huge break.
He's a great shooter. So.
And now they're going to call a foul on Trey Ferguson on the inbounds, which is also, that was ticky-tack. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think that's an official who's had a coach in his ear and didn't like it.
Yeah.
And he's going to assert that his kind of dominance of this game by blowing a whistle there. And you see it. I mean, I've seen it from that individual, and he just called another foul.
There's a little bit of contact there by it was Carter Schuma, I think. But, I don't know. I could see that one being called. The previous one on Trey, I don't agree with. I agree with you on that one.
I don't either, and I'm like really made a commitment to myself not to criticize the officials from up here.
It's a hard job.
It is a hard job, and especially, I'm fresh enough out of this thing, man. Like I know all these guys, and the official, like the technical was the right call. I mean, if Trey's not in the book, it should be a technical. But now. He's doing a lot of explaining himself, and it's just like, let's just play ball, you know?
Especially
people didn't come here to see you, right?
Yeah. I mean, another thing to notice is St. Christopher's went 1 for 4 on free throws. That could come in huge late game.
Absolutely.
As you know, as a coach.
No, absolutely. They left some points out there for sure.
Yeah.
So the Titans kind of caught a break, really, because they committed a technical
Good
and
move.
2 fouls, but only lost 1 point. Leland Coleman.
Oh, man. Another one.
That's
how you get a crowd into it. You got to get back on defense.
Air ball at the other end, and a great box out by Alex Shakin. That's got to be white ball. So what a dunk by Leland Coleman. He is fired up. The crowd is fired up. I'm not sure on your stream if you're able to see the student section right now, but there's a lot of hands tapping on heads, which is kind of ironic because St. Christopher's wide receivers did that in the football game to us when they caught one. So, turnabout is fair play. Leland
another
again.
great move.
That is a great move. Leland has come to play. He's already got 2 blocks and I think 6 points now. So great start for Leland Coleman, and that's a key for this team. And another block.
Wow. I mean, if you wondered if he came to play on a big game like today,
yeah,
I mean, your question is answered, folks. I mean,
that's a great start by Leland Coleman. He is fired up.
And this is a lot of.
He needs to be careful, though.
Yeah. Just a noteworthy.
Got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A noteworthy thing. Sorry about that. Is a lot of these guys haven't played this rivalry with this.
None of them have.
None of them.
On the Trinity side, none of them have. Exactly. So that's one thing that I was really anxious to see for these Titan players. We did play St. Christopher's last year in an empty gym. I know I was coaching that team. I really approach it pretty much as like a scrimmage or like I would almost call it a friendly if you're familiar with that term from soccer, where it's like we were just glad to get on the court. We've been practicing for months and not able to play.
Yeah.
And everybody tried hard. Saints, to their credit, were able to win, but it was not this level of intensity.
No.
Empty gym, and you're exactly right. So on the Titan side, none of these guys have played in this rivalry.
Yeah.
Now the Saints, Pulley was a starter his freshman and sophomore year, and also Kavanis and Hendrick, I'm not sure if they were starters, but they certainly were key rotation players, so they have a little more experience with it. But the Titans have handled it great. Everyone so far has played well, other than the book giving up the technical, but even that kind of ends up being no harm, no foul, thankfully.
No, yeah.
That's
tough
a nice
shot.
Yeah, tough pull-up, and
I got him in the air.
A piece. And the rebound, though, goes to Trent Hendrick, and that's just where he's able to use his strength and leverage to box off Leland Coleman.
He's an inside linebacker going to JMU, so he has all that.
Yeah, and he even, Jack, I don't know if you remember, but even back his freshman year, even though we were able to sweep them, he was a really effective player in especially the Trinity St. Chris game at St. Chris. And I'll definitely remember their student section calling him Baby Zion. And he had a great game. We definitely thought he was going to be a problem for years to come. Cole Pridgeon coming in may want to take off that warm-up. That maybe shows me his head might be a little bit in the nerves, but Carter Schuma was like, "Hey, Cole, go ahead and take off that warm-up jersey." So we'll see. Cole Pridgeon provides some skill and certainly some height. Backdoor cut, but it's well defended by Matt Grant.
Again, it's a team. St. Chris is a team full of football players, so you can see a lot of it. I mean, that's a DB move right there.
He looked like a DB.
Yeah.
DJ back in for Trey Ferguson. Or actually, he's going to go for Luke Fisher. And I think this is good, too, because Luke has rarely gotten any breaks this year. And so getting him a little blow in the first quarter, I think is smart,
Especially with nerves. I mean, you exert a lot more energy because you're going way harder.
There's
screen.
No question. Need to get a little bit better spacing. There's also 2 on the shot clock. I think Titans weren't aware, and that's where having Luke Fisher out may have cost him. I mean, Luke, although he's not the most vocal, you need that point guard to make sure everybody knows the shot clock is winding down. That's an unforced turnover.
And I think we really right now we have 2 scorers in the lineup. I mean, in Alex and Leland.
Right.
A lot of it's a defensive presence.
Grant takes it to the rim, misses. Trent Hendrick, though, with the rebound in the left hand to finish. And that's a complete mismatch from a strength standpoint of Pridgeon, who's got the height, but I think would be the first to say he's not putting up a ton of weight against that middle linebacker.
Good move. Gets lost.
It's a good pass. This is what Pridgeon does well. It's that mid-range jumper. He's got that in his bag for sure.
Absolutely.
And that was great to see.
Of those.
And this press, this is about to be a 10-second violation. It is. That's a 10-second call. Great job defensively.
I love that coaching move. I mean, I think we've been a slow-paced team, but in this rivalry game, in these type of games with this environment, you have to apply pressure at all times. And I really like that call to go full court press.
No, absolutely. And clearly the Saints, I mean, they weren't aware of the 10-second. situation, just like the Titans weren't aware of the shot clock a few minutes ago as well. And
Yep.
some of that also, I think the coaches were telling them, but it's loud in here.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from being in these, like, sometimes you're screaming as loud as you possibly can, and the kids just can't hear you. That's going to be a travel on Chaikin, and they're not giving him much room at all, understandably so, with his shooting ability.
Surprised Keyshawn Pulley hasn't gotten involved as much. I know he's not on the court right now, but I don't think he's even taken a shot yet. Besides his free throws.
Yeah, I mean, he took the shot early when he got fouled.
Yeah, that's right.
When he got that offensive rebound on Nico's miss, and he made those 2 free throws, but then he missed the 2 off the technical. And Pridgeon had to come out with a nosebleed, so Carter Schuma back in. And Trent Hendrick has been the man so far for St. Christopher's with, I believe, at least 6 points now for Hendrick. That's a good pass by Trey Ferguson. That's a good pass by Carter Schuma. The finish, not as good, and that was off Schuma. So ball back to the Saints, and here comes Keyshawn Pulley. I think a wise substitution there although he's not able to get him in. They've already given the ball. It's got to be frustrating for Coach Hamill Jones. He had Keyshawn Pulley ready to go. Refs didn't see him.
Yeah.
And so now this possession, they're down, probably their best shooter and scorer. Although there's another good shooter and scorer with Nikos Cavanes hitting the 3 and putting the Saints on top for, I believe, the first time today.
Oh, we're probably going to take the last shot here. We'd like to see this go down if you're a Titan
You
fan.
would. We're not going to get the last shot, though, as Leland Coleman turns it over. And that's a disastrous end of the quarter. Well, it's not over quite yet. 3 seconds. Maybe DJ can get this half quarter to go. No. So the end of that quarter was disappointing. Titans had a 4-point lead in the ball with about 38 seconds left. And then 3 turnovers and a 4 shot. Saints get a Trent Hendrick layup, a Nikos Cavanos 3, and then the layup actually missed exactly who that was at the end there. It's Cavanos again, actually, with the layup. So 7-0 run to end the quarter for the Saints, and they take an 18-15 lead. But this does have the feel of a game that's going to be a 4-quarter battle for sure.
And that may not be favorable to the Titans. Even I was talking to DJ today. And their biggest criticism of this team is they haven't been able to finish games.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're right. I mean, sitting here at 4-7, but of those 7 losses, the vast majority have been single digits.
Yep.
Close right down to the wire. So that's going to be the test is can they finish it?
And as an inexperienced team, even with seniors who haven't played, I mean, it's hard to who's that guy that's going to take over. So
no, for sure. I think this is where Coach Torrey Burston is a huge key because he's played in these games. I mean, not just Trinity St. Christopher's games and not just huge prep league games, but playing at DCU. Granted, he didn't get a ton of playing time, but he was in it. I mean, played in an Atlantic 10 championship game, played in NCAA tournament games. And so I know it's not the same having a coach, but at least he can give these guys some insight into what you feel, the nervousness. And like you said, you get exhausted just from the adrenaline pumping through your veins. And sometimes it can propel you, and sometimes it can catch you off guard. That's a tough shot by Luke Fisher. I know we talk about he's a tough shot maker, but he made that shot tougher than he needed to by fading away. And so the Saints with the ball and a 3-point lead. That's a good backdoor cut. Good help, but that rotation is going to leave another open 3. And Trent Hendrick again.
We got to box him out, but I think that's what Colin Etzo's coming in, a bigger frame. I mean, Carter Schuma's a strong dude.
Yeah,
he's a really strong dude, but Trent's a Division I linebacker, so.
Yeah, Carter's probably a Division I baseball
player. But
ball knocked into the backcourt, but Titans retain possession, 10 on the shot clock. Alex Shakin's, I think, only been able to get 1 shot off. So
he made it.
He did make it, but it'd be nice to get him going again.
Tough one.
Yes, that's, again, Luke Fisher with the spin move and the layup. And that shot, he's going to the basket, which is what you like to see, not the fadeaway that we saw before.
Yeah, I want to see him attacking the basket all day.
Absolutely. So DJ Covington guarding Keyshawn Pulley here.
and he's going to be following him around
Yeah,
all game
yeah. He
long,
has basically
around
no help
screens.
responsibility. They triple team Keyshawn there, which left Trent a little bit open, but he dribbled it off his leg. And that's where that physicality of Carter Schuma. He didn't foul him, but just a little bit of a bump.
Hip check.
Knocked him off course.
Yep. Yeah, the rotation of these centers are going to be huge. Not getting in foul trouble and
exactly.
You know,
so as you mentioned, Colin Edsel making his first appearance, and he's got good size. Here he is with the ball, number 40, and got a little weave action going out top. Chaikin gets a little bit of space.
Ooh, good shot though.
Good shot. Great rebound by Edsel. Back out to Luke Fisher. This is a big three.
Another rebound.
Great job by Leland, and it cuts it to 1. And that's just phenomenal effort by the Titans on the offensive glass there, and exploiting a little bit of St. Christopher's not being the tallest team. Now it's Fisher on pulley. I think that's not necessarily the matchup they want, but good hedge there by Ed. So it is a foul as he got tangled up. But I like that hedge by Colin Edsel, providing just
a little bit of help.
Resistance. They're not in the bonus yet. That's just the 5th team foul. So I got no problem with that at all. Luke Fisher going to get another break as Gabe DuBois comes in for the first time. Also, Trey Ferguson for Alex Chaikin. So that's 2 of your top 3 scorers getting a break here. So
Keyshawn Pulley is one of those guys that's in crazy good shape. He runs all around the court, so that hedge is really important to try to slow him down a little bit when he has the ball.
No, Jack, that's actually a really smart comment. I mean, I've coached against Keyshawn, I think, 9 times in the last few years, and you're exactly right. He's like Steph Curry in that regard. He just never stops moving.
Yep.
So he makes him a really tough cover. Now, Titans got a great stop, but that's where no one told Leland Coleman that there's a defender behind him. He gets his pocket picked from behind.
Maybe one of those things. You can't hear it again.
I know. Well, that's on his teammates. And frankly, it was right in front of the bench. I mean, the coaches got to yell at him too. Maybe they were. But those turnovers kill you. I mean, that's a 4-point swing where the Titans had numbers, and instead of taking the lead, they're now down 3. Also, I think Leland should have had the dribble in his other hand, but easy to say that now. Good defense by Edsel, and got a little bit of numbers here. DJ Covington got to take it all the way. Euro step, but not sure he needed to go to the left there. But also credit to the defender, number 12, actually not on our roster, but that was good defense by number 12. Yeah, sorry to any St. Christopher's fans watching. We don't have number 12 on our roster, but he did a nice job contesting that shot.
I'd like to see DJ go through contact there.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes he shies away from that and tries to do something like that Euro, for example. But you can draw a foul there easily.
No, he wasn't going to get – I mean, he was not going to get a shot block. He had the defender on his heels.
Yeah.
He could have, I agree, gone a little more just to the rim. So it's a timeout. I didn't catch which team called the timeout. Timeout. Titans. Okay. So –
you want to talk about the importance of this rivalry, or did we already do that?
No, we didn't do that. So I started – the first time I went to a St. Christopher's versus Trinity game, I was in, I think, the 3rd grade, late 80s, early 90s. And it was really when I realized that I wanted to be part of it just as a kid, like just seeing the passion, kind of the differences in the schools in terms of, you know, one of the great things I always say about Richmond is we have a lot of great independent schools, but they're all different. Mm-hmm. And just sort of seeing the cultures of the schools, the student sections, and then going through elementary school, middle school, went to so many of these games as a fan. Stormed the court as a little Titan fan after we beat them. Definitely saw some heartbreaking losses as well to the Saints, you know, and then playing against them in high school for 4 years. I think played, I believe, 9 times, you know, 2 each regular season plus a Prep League tournament game. And then coaching, gosh, I mean, I think between JV and varsity coaching that I did for 20 years was part of about 40 of these things. So
good move.
Great job by Trey Ferguson.
So quick.
It's one of the biggest games on your schedule. You know, and I told Coach Blazer. In every sport, for sure. And obviously, you know, they have huge rivalry with collegiate, as do we. And there's a timeout by Coach Hamill Jones as Nikos Kavanos got a nice trap there. But I guess, you know, lets me kind of complete this story, which is, there's really some great rivalries in Richmond. St. Christopher's Collegiate, great rivalry. Trinity Benedictine, great rivalry. Trinity Collegiate, great rivalry. St. Chris Benedictine. I mean, there's all sort of these permutations and combinations, and but to me, for basketball, and I always felt like Benedictine was the biggest game, but St. Chris was always a close second. And I know I told Coach Blazer, he said, "Is there anything that I need to know, about this program?" And I said, "Yeah, we need to be beating Benedictine, St. Christopher's, and Collegiate. Like that doesn't mean we beat them every time, and I know a lot of ways it's a bit of a rebuild, but like we have to understand that these games mean the most to our community.
And it's similar, really quickly, similar to the Michigan-Ohio State. John Harbaugh's job was on the line because he couldn't win that game, and that's the same thing with this. Like, not saying the job is on the line, but this is a big one.
No, of course, but it is. And there's another three by Nikos as he's really been filling it up. Credit to him. So it is different. And I think one of the nice things about high school athletics is, like, we don't have to pretend that a game against, whatever, Carmel means as much as a game against St. Chris. It doesn't. No. And you can say all you want, like, oh, every game is equally important. It's not. You don't see crowds like this for every game. You don't see the effort. You don't see just the passion on the court. It's another great steal by Trey Ferguson, and great effort by Magner. This just looked like a football game for a minute.
Are they going to say it's a shooting foul?
I think it's going to be on the pass, but this is just what you want. And this is, for me, even at my age now, as many literally over 50 Trinity St. Chris games as I've been a part of, I think. I still, just even talking about it, the adrenaline was flowing. Yeah. And I just feel really blessed to be here. And I hope that these players and coaches appreciate these opportunities. And I think they do. I know Coach Hamill Jones does. I got a chance to talk to him a little bit during the girls' game at halftime. And, I mean, he's himself a St. Chris alum who's played and coached in a ton of these games. So it means a lot to him.
Good board.
I know how badly he wants to win. Great job by Colin Edsel. And then he kicks it out. And the Titans have done a really good job on the offensive glass. The shot clock down to 5. Tough one from Luke Fisher. Yeah, that's great defense by the Saints there. And
I think
you're seeing that fatigue start to set in a little bit just because both teams are playing so hard.
And I think that Trent matchup on Leland's a good one for St. Chris because he looked a little timid to take it to the hoop like he's been doing.
Yeah, I mean, Trent is just so strong. He's a D1 athlete in his own right, and so it's a lot of fascinating battles and contrastive styles. Titans went to the zone there, and it's a good look for the Saints, but went long, and this time Leland Coleman's going to draw a foul. It's only the second foul on St. Christopher's. So they played really good defense for the most part, without fouling. Yeah. And I don't think any player on either team has more than one foul. Titans have 16 fouls. One of those was the tech for the book malfunction. So,
and both coaches have done a great job rotating players to make sure that doesn't happen. And especially in these games, you need them for all 4 quarters.
Yeah, I agree. So Trey Ferguson coming out, but I thought he gave great minutes.
Oh, yeah. He's a great defender. And
he scored a bucket. I mean, he handles the ball well. And as he continues to get in basketball shape, I just think he's going to be a huge difference maker for this team.
Absolutely.
DJ's got a great look at a 3.
Little strong.
That's a really nice rebound by Keyshawn Pulley. He's a point guard, but he's got great size. Good block on the other end. I mean,
I'll say Keyshawn Pulley, it looks like he's developed into more of a point guard. Yeah. Maybe in the times I've watched him, I remember him being a high volume shooter.
He is.
And I'm sure he still is, but he's handling the ball well and he's making good decisions. He's come a pretty good playmaker.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, right. I agree. His court vision is good, and he has a maturity about him that, I mean, you would expect from a 4-year starter. Although he didn't really get a junior year. Nice reverse layup by Alex Shakin. I mean, that is tough for a guy who's known mostly for his perimeter shooting. That was a great shot in traffic. All Saints catch a huge break there. That ball was going out of bounds, but it hit the ref. We had that happen in the girls' game as well. The ref is in play, so if it hits him, it does. He's obviously accidentally, but he saved it.
Part of the play.
Part of the play, exactly. In soccer, if it hits the ref, you stop it. But in basketball, it's just play on. Good pass. That is number 23, Brandon Jennings, sophomore. He is new to this rivalry. That was a A great pass by
Great
Jennings.
pass. Great find out of the post for someone that's not that
Pick
big.
and roll. And Colin Etzel charge. Good job there by Pulley, although in a weird way, actually, that charge was probably a break for the Titans because
layup on the way.
I think that it was going to be exactly a fast break layup for the Saints, and at least now Trinity can set their defense, also get some subs back in. Carter Schuma comes back as well as Gabe DuBois.
Wow, it's under a minute. This game just flew.
Flying by. Well, there haven't been a ton of whistles. It's been sloppy at times, but good sloppy.
Yeah, it's rivalry sloppy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's not.
That's his shot. No, that's his shot.
Wow.
He does miss. Another block
that's
for Leland
like 4
Coleman.
or 5 blocks in Leland.
Exactly. And his timing was great on that one too.
Yeah.
You also can tell Leland's getting a little fatigued because his first several blocks and/or layups and/or dunks, he had a lot to say afterwards. But you can't even do that because you got to conserve your energy. Like it takes a lot of energy to flex on a guy.
Oh,
it takes a lot of energy to run your mouth.
I know.
I'm sure you do. Who am I talking to?
Yeah.
I mean, the probably the biggest trash talker in the 804 right here next to me. The difference is they can hit you.
Oh yeah.
They can shut you up physically.
No, they don't shut me up. Never.
Say Chris might have shut you up.
No, yeah, that's true.
Great effort by Luke Fisher. Oh, he's got a lane to the basket.
Lob.
Honestly,
I'm not mad at it.
I kind of am, and I'll tell you why. And it's a 3 for Nico. That's a 5-point swing with what should have been a sure 2. And now just 3 seconds still have them. The reason I don't like it is the degree of difficulty to complete the pass and the oop is harder than Luke just shooting a layup.
Yeah.
Like, just make the layup. You need the 2 points there. And it created a turnover. 3, 2, and that's the shot we're going to end up getting on into half. Not a good one. So
I guess from a fan's perspective, I guess I like it from a kid's perspective, not a coach. But, I mean, you're right, though. You got to take the points. And now it's a 7-point lead.
You know what I would like is win the game.
Absolutely.
I like to win the game. So I feel you. Like, if you pull that off, it's a high degree of difficulty. If you complete that alley-oop, the crowd's going to go crazy, and it's going to be worth 2 points. You know, I feel you. Like, yeah, put it on your mixtape, whatever. But this is what these guys got to understand. This game is about winning.
At all costs,
Save that for when you're up 20. You know, against Guardian Christian or whatever. Like, you just this is not the time. But like we talked about, a lot of these guys haven't been in this environment, and it gets you get that rush of blood to your head, and you think you can do things. I mean, what Luke tried to pull off there.
No, that was really hard. That wasn't
really,
like a wide open.
Was really hard. It's also not something you practice, right?
No.
Like, or I assume if they are spending practice time on that, then they need to evaluate what's being practiced. But it's just you're trying to do something out of the ordinary. So I feel you. If it had come off, it would have raised the roof. But instead of being down 2, you're down 7, and the momentum rests with the Saints. But you're still right in it as well. It's been an entertaining first half. There have been some great highlight reel plays on both sides, and just thinking about. Well, let me ask you first, Jack, and then maybe I'll offer up my thoughts as well. But at halftime, kind of what would be your message to the Titan team? You've played hard, but you're still behind. Just what do you think that the message the coaches are delivering right now?
I mean, on offense, I think just attacking the hoop as much as possible. It's worked. Like you were saying earlier, St. Chris doesn't have any like oversized guys, any big center presence. So yeah, definitely attacking. And on defense, it's hard to guard. I mean, I want to say like stop Trent because that's been their big part of the offense, but it's hard to do. So, but honestly, I'm not mad at what they've done. Keep playing, scrappy, and then push the pace when you get steals.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got some transition buckets.
Yeah, it's hard to. I don't know. They haven't hit a lot of threes. It's a lot of second chance points. So definitely boxing out, but
yeah, I think
I don't know if I have a message.
I think the to me the adjustments you need to make right now are locating the shooters. I mean, Nikos has at least 3 threes, maybe even 4, and overall, I think the Saints have made 6 threes. I'm pretty sure. So
have
8.
They?
Yeah,
really?
they had the one at the end of the half. Mac hit 1.
Yeah.
Nikos hit at least 3. They have at least 5.
Okay.
Maybe 6.
I don't know.
Which is 15 or 18 of their points. So
yeah.
it's half their points. So and they've all been open. It's not like, I mean, let's be real. It's not like they were in somebody's eye and it was great defense.
Yeah.
And they also missed some other open ones, like the one you said when that Keyshawn Pulley got, and you were like, well, that's in. And he actually, we caught a break and he missed it.
Yeah.
But they are 2 open from 3. And I think some of that is just you gotta respect the shooting ability, and the rotations have to happen a little quicker. I do think, I mean, these guys have only played 1 game in the last 3 or 4 weeks. There was snow. They were supposed to be in a tournament. Stewart got COVID came and hit some other teams so we can get to play. And I think even our team was down to like 6 people in practice for a while there with some contact tracing and things like that.
Yeah.
But it just looked to me like a little bit of rust, a little bit of nerves of playing in this environment, which is really pretty much the first time that any of these guys have played in this
level
atmosphere, this packed of a student section, this type of a rivalry. So I think limiting the threes, doing a better job cleaning up the defensive boards. They've done a great job on Pulley. He has not been able to get going, which in some ways is awesome, but in some ways it scares you because if he gets going,
it's going to be hard to stop.
It's going to be hard to stop. But then offensively, we just got to take a little bit better care of the ball. We've gotten good shots when we haven't turned it over. We don't have stats with us, but the turnovers have got to be close to 10.
It's been a lingering problem for Trinity.
It is. I mean, there's not necessarily that pure point guard. I mean, Luke Fisher does a great job, but I think he's more wired to score.
Yeah.
Trey Ferguson helps in that regard, but and the Saints have put great pressure. You mentioned like they've got a bunch of football guys who know how to defend, and they most of them have been, at least you would call them, forced turnovers.
Yeah.
A couple unforced, like the walk on Chaikin, but I think it's just some of that could come down to poise as well. Just being stronger with the ball, and because when we've gotten shots, they've for the most part been high percentage shots. Offensive rebounding has been really good, so that's a positive. And I think the offensive execution has been good, other than the turnovers. So those are just some things to look for. The key for me, the final thing I'll say, and then we'll take a short break.
I got one more thing to say after.
Okay, cool. I look
really
forward
quick
to that. But the other thing I was gonna say, the key, if you're the Titans. And I mean, this isn't something that like you can automatically make happen, but you have to emphasize is going into the fourth quarter, we want this thing in single digits.
Absolutely.
If you're within single digits going to the fourth quarter, the crowd's still into it. There's game pressure on St. Christopher's, and your belief that you can win is still extremely high. If they're able to get it to double figures heading into the fourth, that doesn't make it impossible, but it definitely just mentally, I think it puts the Saints at ease and they can play their game. And I think it makes the Titans start to lose some belief, especially with this young team.
Yeah.
So I would just emphasize coming out in the third quarter and playing really strong. And the games, some of the home games we've seen, I think it was Cristo Rey game, we had a great third quarter and took a deficit and went ahead and took a lead. But I think the Catholic game here, we had not a good third quarter. And especially VES, that's when it got away from us. I mean, it was, I think, maybe like a 2-point game at halftime. That's the one we did together, I think. And I think we ended up being now 15 going into the fourth.
It was bad.
So the third quarter is huge. And you said you had one more thing.
I was just going to say, defensively, I really like their man look. I think if you keep guys rotating quickly, I mean, you were talking about the open threes. I think that comes as a result of their 2-3 zone. And they play – I think they play really tight on the two top guys on the 2-3. So that leaves a lot of those like intermediate in between the corner and top of the key open, and I think that's where most of the threes have been, besides the corner threes that Nico's has hit at least.
Yeah, you're right, and this is a team I think you can play man against because
it's size.
They don't have a 6'10" guy or like Catholic did and VES did as well. And they don't have like that slasher that is a guy you just can't cover one-on-one.
Yeah, and
they don't have
Dre
that guy
being out is
right. Dre maybe would be that guy, but with Andre Green, which we didn't mention yet on the broadcast, but North Carolina football commit, 4-star wide receiver, but also really good basketball player. Andre Green is not playing tonight, and that he is that one guy that can kind of catch it at the 3-point line, beat you off the dribble, and make you look silly. But with him out, like, you can get in these. There's nobody on St. Christopher's that's going to just embarrass you in a one-on-one matchup. So I agree. I'd like to see man. we've gone back and forth with both. But we're now down to just 2 minutes till we go again. So we're going to take a 2-minute break. We will be right back. We got an exciting second half coming up. Stick around. Saints up 7, but I think this one's coming down to the wire. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here for second half action. I want to give a shout out to our executive producer, Jeffrey Bell, the man behind the camera that makes all this possible, as well as production assistant Finn Rowe, helping us out here with TESPN. If this was ice hockey, Finn would really know what's going on. He's from Canada, but he's doing well, learning on the job up here. So. Also, I got a quick visit at halftime from Titan alum Grayson Rainey. He graduated in 2018. He is broadcasting at the University of Missouri.
Oh, wow.
He's actually on their radio broadcast now, so really cool to see a Titan alum doing this. As second half action, that's a good backdoor cut by Trent Hendrick, but he missed the layup. Good rebound by Alex Chaikin. I really like it when Alex Chaikin makes those like hustle kind of gritty plays because that's like the next step for him because obviously he's super skilled, great shooter. But seeing him secure that rebound in traffic is really a positive to see.
Yeah, and he has, I mean, he once he fills out his frame, he's going to be a pretty – he's pretty tall. And
absolutely. He's a really promising player. He's a really good student. I have the opportunity right now to teach him. He does a nice job.
Really humble guy, too.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Phenomenal addition to the Titan community, Titan Nation. As he throws that inbounds pass out to Leland Coleman. And they're looking to get it to Chaikin. Good job by Matt Grant, though. He's defended him really well. Using those defensive back skills.
It's a good take.
It is a good
take. Could have laid maybe the pass off to DJ, but it was a hard,
I
pass.
I thought that was going to be out of bounds off the Saints, but DJ tried to save it and ended up saving it out of bounds. Did Matt Grant intercept any of your passes?
In my career, for sure. I can't remember exactly. I don't think he did.
Did
I don't know if he did.
I don't know if he did. I know someone.
I know Dre did. Kind of embarrassed me a couple times. It's okay though.
It's okay.
It's all right. We still got the state championship.
The ring makes it all better. Good hedge there by Carter Schuma.
Ooh, got the whole. That one.
Yeah, that's
there it is. Oh wow.
Pulley with another miss, which the Titans have definitely been fortunate. He's missed a couple open threes as well as the 2 free throws.
That's a charge. Block.
Yeah, they call a block there. I think another break, frankly. I think he was set. I think that was a charge.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
We have a little instant replay over here.
Yeah, it's not quite instant there's a little bit of a delay, but we'll check that out. But I thought Nikos was set. I thought Titans caught a break there.
Good little pass right there.
Yeah. All right, DJ's got to hit this. And it's a good look. He's got to start making those to make the defense have to come out and respect him.
Oh no, he was moving.
Yeah, maybe. It was a closer call than I thought initially. And that is, I always say that's the hardest call in basketball, that block charge call. Generally, high school refs, if it's close, love to call the charge. But,
and there's no restricted area or any of that stuff.
There's not.
So.
I think there should be.
Yeah, it makes sense. You shouldn't be able to take a charge under the basket.
No, Carter Schuma there with 2 hands. Gets the touch foul out top. But, yeah, I've advocated for years to have a restricted area like they have in the NBA, like they have in college now. Some refs will have almost like a kind of an unofficial restricted area that it isn't there, but, like, they won't give it to you if you're under the basket. But to me, it's just an injury situation. If you allow that when guys go up, I've seen too many guys get hurt. But if you take away the incentive to try and take the charge, then they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that brought into the game, but high school is slow to make changes. Thankfully, we have a shot clock here in the prep league because most VHSL schools don't play with a shot clock.
Tight ball.
And I want to start a website called High School Basketball Needs a Shotclock.org or .com. Like it just makes the game better.
Oh yeah.
And Hamill Jones, St. Christopher's coach, he's been a long advocate for the shot clock even before we had one. So
yeah.
So glad we do. It just makes it for such a better game. Luke Fisher, yeah, he lost his footing a little.
Yeah. Thought he got his arm grabbed or something.
Yeah, he did. I think DJ got the block, but I think they're going to get the foul before that on the way up, I believe, on Chaikin. Or no, they called on DJ. And, that's a tough call because I thought maybe the arm got grabbed by Chaikin, but I thought DJ got all the ball.
Definitely wasn't grabbed by DJ. He didn't foul there, but maybe it was Chaikin.
Yeah, they called it on DJ though, so that's going to be his second. I believe he's the only Titan with 2 fouls. Schuma may have 2 fouls as well, actually, but
yeah, that was a Chaikin foul.
Yeah, so Matt Grant
got his arm. I mean, it looked like he purposely fouled, actually.
Yeah,
not a bad decision, but
didn't. Unfortunately for DJ, they called it on him. But either way, it's still just his second, so he should be fine. Colin Edsel into the game now. Colin gave some good minutes in the first half, particularly with some offensive rebounding. That's a great pass. It's a great pick by Edsel.
Yeah.
He got Chaikin open. And DJ went down hard, but he got right back up.
Yeah.
Like a true football player.
I taught him well. Oh, that's a deep 3.
It is, and it's an air ball.
And that's what I a high volume shooter takes a lot of those shots.
Yeah,
and that's what I remember seeing from him in previous years.
Trust me, in his career, he has hit plenty of threes against Trinity. So
he shuts the crowd up for sure.
The fact that he hasn't hit a lot tonight is good news for the Titans, but it also still, like I said, it scares me because if he hits one, he can hit him in bunches. And I do think historically he's tended to shoot a little bit better at home.
Oh, yeah.
So when they get in Scott Gymnasium over there at St. Christopher's.
And that's just a weird place to be, too. Everything's really cramped in.
Yeah, but if you're used to it, it's not.
You love it if you're used to it, yeah. There's a good take.
There's a good take. He may have gotten fouled, but no whistle there. Titans got to take advantage here of this numbers, but
we did not do a good job on the break there.
No.
We had 2 guys in one place in the corner.
It was not a good fast break. It was not good spacing, and it was unfortunately a missed opportunity there, which is unfortunate. Now they call a hell ball, so Titans will retain possession, but we got to be better. Really, it was a 4-on-3 situation, and got nothing. But
good play, though.
You know what? That's so frustrating as a coach because a perfect play design. It was perfect execution, and the pass was just a little bit off.
Yeah.
Leland would have had a wide open, easy layup.
I think Leland still could have got that one, to be honest, but he was trying to go up and shoot.
Right. He didn't want to move his feet and take him off that layup spot.
So,
but if he doesn't move his feet, it's a turnover. So you're right.
Yeah.
If he had moved to get it, he wouldn't have had the layup, but at least we'd
It
still
was
have the
definitely
ball.
an errant pass for something that was wide
And
open. So
that right there kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, where Colin Edsel tried to take a charge in what would be the restricted area, even though there isn't one, and they call a block.
Yeah.
He also turned his back, which is not the best way to take a charge. That's his third foul, but that's okay. I think Edsel's out there to kind of, be a big body, and if he gets some fouls, you live with that.
Yeah.
He's not really a scoring threat. Yeah, they didn't get him in time, so Cole's going to try and get in. And Titans have yet to score this half, but the Saints have only scored one. So coming out of halftime, almost halfway through this third quarter, only 1 point has been scored. Not at all how the game.
Trey trying to take a charge.
The game started with both teams. Trey Ferguson tried to block that shot, and it got a lot of ball. But I can tell you, when you're 5'7", they don't let you block shots.
When you're 5'7", you block it from behind, especially. It's not gonna.
Hey, let me tell you, man. As someone who had 5 career block shots, it's the only way you can do it.
How many concussions?
6, but those came later. Thanks for reminding me. I'm actually 6, 7. I'm not sure. Too many.
Trey's gonna be animated.
Yeah, and that's his third foul as well. Yeah. So Ferguson and Edsel both. Trey's laughing because I think he knows he got all ball, but I'm gonna tell him after the game they don't let 5'7" guys block shots.
Yeah.
Even if you time it perfectly, they're gonna call a foul because they don't believe it. Titans need a bucket here. We're at the midpoint of the third quarter, and they haven't scored. And when you need a bucket,
maybe you go to Cole. But.
Yeah, didn't. I thought he was gonna make it. That's his range. He contested that shot. We got to get that rebound.
No, that's long. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker when it's not a good shot. Banked in 3. And these scoring droughts, we just can't afford them.
This has been our problem the third quarter.
Well, we talked about it at halftime. We said coming out in the third quarter was huge. We're 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the quarter and have yet to score. But I think a good timeout by Coach Blazer.
Well, here they come. Hopefully we don't need to say that anymore because they're going to win the game. But
that's another thing when we talked earlier about this rivalry is the cheers back and forth between the student sections. You don't, we haven't actually got much of it, but it started now. Saints fans with a scoreboard chant, Titans fans with a "Where's your ring" chant. If I were in the student section, I would say, don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they beat us, but at the end of the day.
You know what? They didn't win when it counts. Sorry.
Right. Hey,
I'm sure you can,
any Coach Mickens, Coach Bell, Coach Knuckles, any of y'all out there watching, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach Bell. You're the greatest coach ever. And Coach Mickens. And Coach Knuckles. Especially you, Coach Knuckles.
Yeah, especially Coach Knuckles. Especially Coach Wally Rayner.
Oh, of course.
He's not just the greatest coach ever. He's probably the greatest person to ever be alive. Love that man.
I love him too.
That's a turnover you just can't have coming out of the timeout. Good defense. That's a great play by Brandon Jennings, the sophomore, with the steal and the layup.
He's played big minutes.
Yeah, he's been really good. DJ Covington, in a tough spot.
Ooh.
Spacing again, a little bit of a problem right now. Fisher with the 3, and he got fouled. That's big. It really that is huge. We're now close to 5 minutes into the second half with the Titans yet to score, but now Luke Fisher is going to get 3 free throws.
Came up with a little bit of a limp too, so that's something to look for.
Yeah, or he sold the call, one or the other.
Yeah, maybe. You don't need to sell it once it's done, though.
Yeah, you might just want to make sure the ref knows you're an honest person.
That's true. You get calls later on. Right?
Yeah, exactly. If he comes up,
you always
sprint away laughing,
Always got to make friends with the ref.
Yeah. The amount of, limping that I see in the NBA. And so, these guys have just conditioned themselves to throw themselves on the ground. It's
they're
like
WWE
right.
Stars.
It's the soccerification of basketball.
Yeah.
Flopping. And I love soccer. And I love basketball. But like, it's just it used to be like DJ did. You get knocked down. The cool thing was get right back up.
Yeah.
Now the cool thing is to act like you got assaulted.
Yeah.
But hey, Luke made all 3 free throws, which is exactly what the Titans needed, and now gonna get Luke confident. Yeah, that's a force. I mean,
no, there's no
I
point.
think he was feeling good at, but I like this kid Brandon Jennings for St. Christopher's.
Yeah.
He's a promising looking sophomore. I believe he's a lefty. He's got good length. He's blocked a couple shots. He's had some nice passes, and he's really played within himself. And there he is with a jump shot.
I guess game plan is he can't shoot as much.
They definitely seem to feel comfortable giving him that shot, and it wasn't particularly close.
Another force.
Yeah,
Lucky got a kickball.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I know he has 3 fouls, but I'd like to see Ferguson come back soon just to take some of the ball handling off of Luke Fisher's plate, because it's so much in his hands right now, and I think he looks a little fatigued and a little frustrated. And we know Luke is such a rhythm player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy that
and
can.
Alex, that's a big thing with our team is they're all rhythm players.
Yeah, Leland too,
yeah.
Right now, there's another great job by Jennings with the steal. That's a great pass as well.
It's
Good block by Shuma.
It's just so okay.
Yeah, they're gonna say he was out of bounds there.
I thought they called it a foul. I was like, I don't know about that one.
No, but I think that's a great point, Jack. I mean, the 3 top scorers on this team all are rhythm players, which is not unusual in basketball, but right now none of them are necessarily in rhythm, and that's going to make it tricky to get back in this game. Someone's got to get going. That's a great move. I don't know how Carter Schumer could have played any better defensively.
Well, I don't understand how that's a foul, and I see it all the time in college and NBA.
Yeah.
Like if your hands are straight up, why is that a foul? Is it just because there's contact?
Because I think refs like to call it. I don't think it is a foul, but
what are you supposed to do?
It's another good play by Jennings. This guy's just making basketball plays.
Yeah.
That's also Leland's got to do a better job boxing out.
Yeah.
Well, Titans get it back, but I mean Leland just didn't box him out, and you get a young player who's springy and athletic and hungry. So fortunately for the Titans, it comes to nothing there, but. No, so what it is, I mean, it's called the principle of verticality. And if you're straight up, it's supposed to never be a foul. But if you come out of vertical at all, even a little, it is supposed to be a foul.
Okay.
But I think it's not consistently called. Now, to be fair to the refs, it's a hard call.
Yeah.
It's hard to, you don't have a protractor to know if he's at, 90 degrees. But I did not think that was a foul on Carter.
I mean, his hands were just, in my vantage point, were just straight up.
Taken for 3.
And you hope that he gets going.
That was a very well-executed play there by the Titans.
And he's such a quick,
he
sets
trap.
his feet so
That's
quick.
a good trap. That's
a great
got to be a jump ball.
A foul?
They call it a foul on Leland Coleman.
And it was the ref on the opposite side, so I don't.
He had essentially the same angle we did, except we're higher up and can see, and I don't know how he could tell. So I'm struggling with that one a little bit. It's also a kind of a momentum killer because at a minimum it was going to be a jump ball, but good job by Luke Fisher. He saved it. What a save. But
good play by Nikos.
Yeah, he got it back. They did not reset the shot clock. Matt Grant, no, but Keyshawn Pulley with the tap.
Got to get a bucket here. If you get a three-pointer, it cuts it down to single digits.
Exactly.
Like you were saying, get it to single digits.
And
that's a makeup call.
Yeah,
that's a makeup call.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
Absolutely. That's it's not a good call either. That's a clean steal by Nikos Cavanes, and he gets called for his 4th foul. I mean, if anything, that's a bigger call because it was going to be a fast break for the Saints, and it's his 4th foul.
It's going to be bad that I don't know. Is it 5 or 6?
It's 5 in high school.
In high school.
It is 6 in the NBA,
okay.
so that's
sure.
realistic if you watch NBA that you might not know. You seem to know a lot about basketball, so you're
Watch
good.
a lot of college basketball.
Yeah, Dayton Flyers.
That's a great shot.
It is a great shot. Great left-handed finish by Fisher, so it's a 10-point game. I'm telling you, my key is be in single digits when this quarter ends.
Yeah.
It's 10 now.
Got to get a stop here. Okay. This game started off 0 calls for 5 minutes, and then it's turned to.
And that's the 4th foul on Shuma. Well, it's like we talk about players being rhythm players and streaky players. I mean, refs are human too. I think they blow the whistle, and it feels good, and they blow it again. And it's like they'll swap. Like the first quarter, there was no whistle for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
and now we can't go possession without a whistle.
A whistle, yeah.
And I don't love that call either. There wasn't much in
wasn't
it, but
at all. And it's sometimes with me and refs, in football and in any sport, I like consistency with calls.
that's the word.
So, if you called that earlier in the game, I'd have no trouble. But I feel like 3 possessions ago, that same exact thing happened and there was no call. It went out of bounds on someone. So I just
100%. Huge three. Nope. Pulley with a great long outlet pass. Good block by
gotta get a
Leland
board.
and a board. Don't give it away here. That's a foul.
Yeah, that was definitely a foul.
That was a foul. But it's a good block by Leland.
And
he got the rebound. That's the thing I liked about that, too. He didn't block it out of bounds or into the stands. He kept it alive. So that's going to be the 5th team foul on the Saints. Titans have 7. So come this 4th quarter, we're likely to see a lot of free throws. I mean, Saints already in the bonus, Titans soon to be in the bonus, and refs who are calling things very tight right now.
And Saints haven't been great on free throws. So
no, and the Titans have barely shot free throws.
Did that not?
I thought that the defender touched it. Yeah, I mean, you're going to call a backcourt violation.
Definitely got to look at that one, but what's the rule? So if Trey touches it again before it goes, is that?
Yeah. So if Jennings got a piece of it, then Trey can go in the backcourt and get it. If it was not touched by the defender, then Trey
I will say it looked like to me that Jennings got a piece of it, then Trey touched it. Like right here, I think I don't know. It's really
close. Now Jennings going to get the layup, and we're at 13. It's gonna be tough for that single digits here, even with a 3. But
gotta get a bucket.
Yeah, 5 seconds to go. I'm not sure the guys know the time. I guess Trey definitely got fouled there. So Trey Ferguson gonna go to the line. 2.7 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lead is up to 13.
And Jack Hoyle and Gabe DeBoer checking in.
I will say on that backcourt violation, I looked at the replay. I can't tell if Jennings touched it, so maybe he didn't. But regardless, Trey doesn't need to be going between the leg crossover across half court. Like that was unnecessary.
No. Yeah.
And so, you pay the price.
As a coach, what's the point of a sub with 2.7? Is it just get guys playing time? Get guys on the court?
You don't want someone to get an unnecessary foul.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
With 2.7. I mean, so you get Leland out. I mean, in theory, you also give him a slightly longer break. I think not sure that extra couple seconds really matters, but and it is nice to see seniors Jack Hoyle, Connor Simonson.
I'm all for it. I was just wondering if there was a strategy.
No, I mean the thought process is it would be backbreaking to get a foul right before Trent Hendrick got it off, but it misses. So it's a 12-point game. I was hoping, praying, and begging for single digits, but at 12 you got a shot. There's no doubt about it.
And the positive side for Trinity is Alex Chaikin looks like he's getting a little hotter as this game is going.
And that's the thing. I mean, Alex Chaikin, if he can knock down a couple of threes, I mean, you're right. You're right there. Again, both teams now in the bonus. Certainly, I mean, I can remember games against in this very rivalry being down 18 points, Titans being down 18 points at halftime and coming back and winning.
Yeah.
I remember being down 11 points with 4 minutes to go at St. Christopher's and winning on a Blake Bowen buzzer beater. You know Blake, right?
Yeah. The second best quarterback in Trinity history.
Exactly. You broke all his records, right?
No, but he didn't win a Division I state championship.
No, he also didn't have a COVID season
that's true.
That you would have put up massive numbers, I'm sure. But no, but Blake hit a buzzer beater over at their place after we were down 11 with 4 minutes left. So it can be done. I mean, and we've seen it done for sure. And it's going to take that type of effort, though, and it's going to take belief. And that I think is the thing that we need to be preaching right now to these guys is it's not over. You chip away, plenty of time, and you just have to believe.
And as a player, that doesn't come from the coaches. That comes from your fellow teammates. Like that's the only way you hear it, because coaches will always stay positive. If you're leaders like DJ, Leland, Trey, if they're saying it, then I believe it.
Yeah. So
but it all starts with this stop right here.
Yeah, Titans have gone back to a zone, sort of a 1-2-2 or 3-2 look. They're gonna.
I mean, DJ's staying on.
Yeah. So actually, it was man, but the Saints just weren't really cutting. Chaikin lost the handle. Would have had a layup, but
Oh, good move. Oh, gotta finish, but that's a great move.
It's a good move, and that would have been big.
Tried to take a charge.
Brandon Jennings, man, he's been his coming out party as a player I've not seen before, but
that's where I don't agree with taking a charge.
No, absolutely.
It doesn't seem you're taller.
No, you just made yourself a large cone. You got to contest that shot.
Yeah.
And if you foul him, but don't let him get the shot off, who cares?
2 free throws, yeah. And also I feel like he tried to take it way too early. Like it gave him so much time to get around.
That's why I said a cone, because you saw him set up. At that point, he wasn't going to move.
Yeah.
Three-pointer by Matt Grant is an air ball, but it
got lucky.
Yeah, sometimes the air ball can be the hardest shots to rebound from a defensive standpoint.
And DJ is just running, trying to keep track of Keyshawn through 15 different screens.
It's a
tough job.
Another offensive rebound now, going to be a third shot for the Saints.
That's a travel.
Looks like a travel, but Christopher Cosby did not get called for the travel, and the lead is up to 16. Luke Fisher, nice move. Nice left-handed finish. Spinning in traffic, great finish for Luke.
Got to get back.
Yeah,
that's not a sizable matchup.
No, but
you got to be strong.
Well, and that's one of those. Whoever gets on the floor first is going to get it.
Gets it, yeah.
And that was Trent Hendrick. Looked like some good respect shown there between Fisher and Hendrick.
And Trent has he's dribbled the ball off his foot a few times today, but it doesn't really matter.
No,
because he gets the ball back and gets some tough buckets.
Yeah, he dove on that thing like it was a fumble in a football game, and he just got down quick.
Yeah.
Luke at first bent over, then Luke did get down, but it was too late, and then Coach Hamill Jones able to get the timeout to preserve possession. And for me, that's a good timeout, because if this was the first quarter, I'm not sure I would want to waste a timeout for a situation like that. Just let them tie it up. We'll go to the hell ball. But now you're in the fourth quarter. You got the lead. So for me at that point, I that's why I want to save my timeouts, so that in that situation you can use one to preserve possession. Because right now, possession, you're up 14 with just under 6 minutes to go.
Yeah.
You want that ball. So plus it's a great momentum play. You heard the St. Christopher's fans go crazy, chant out Trent Hendrick.
Yeah. Bench cleared to go help him up, and as a coach here, down 14, 6 minutes left. What's the game plan? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, you got to, try and score quickly, but you can't take crazy shots. So this is where, to me, guys like Trey Ferguson, Luke Fisher, Leland Coleman, guys who can get to the basket, like you got to be in attack mode. And then when you score, you can set up your press. And
5 seconds.
I don't think they know the shot clock is.
Yeah.
It's a shot clock violation. Great job defensively. But the thing is, if you score, it's easier to set up your press. And the Saints have shown they've struggled with the press tonight.
Yeah, they have.
But you can't if you don't score, it's really hard to set up your press.
And St. Chris gets out in transition really quickly. They make one big pass, and then they set up from there, or they take it to the hole.
They do. So like this, we got to finish this. Ooh. Free throws is even better, because if you hit that second free throw, you can really set up your press.
And I will say that one was a foul. He got into the body a little bit, but not a bad effort. For someone that's significantly shorter to get all the way up there.
But it was another well-executed play. I think that the Titans have done a really nice job out of timeouts of executing, other than the one where we came out of the timeout and Luke Fisher got it stolen by Jennings when he picked him at half court and got the layup. But other than that, when there's been a timeout or end of quarter situation, Trinity's come out and executed a really good play.
Yeah.
And that's good. That shows me the players are paying attention and the coaches are drawing up good stuff. But
that
second one's the huge one, because now you can't set up the press. Although you talked about how quick they get out in transition. In that situation, it actually hurt them. They didn't need to get out that quickly.
That's Coach Timon's DB training with Trey Ferguson right there.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Trey can do it all.
Yeah.
DB, receiver.
We're playing our smallest lineup right now.
Yeah, I like it.
But
I like it.
I like it too. It's how you score and get on the press. That's a great shot by Luke.
It is. I mean, we're back within 10.
Yep.
And I think this is the lineup that gives you right now the most quickness, the most ability to bother their dribble. You might struggle a little bit to rebound, but
and with that guy.
Yeah, that's a foul. No, that's a foul.
And it's hard for DJ. You want to say stay on your feet, but he's he's outsized. So it doesn't really matter if he stays on his feet or not. You can't just put his hands up and affect the shot.
Exactly. I've been very impressed with Trent Hendrick tonight. I mean, a guy who.
And you said that pregame that he was going to be the guy.
I did, and I've seen him play a lot. And he, of course, is more known for football. And as you said, he's signed to play football at James Madison. I was going to say you guys would play against each other, but I guess you won't since JMU is switching. JMU's making the leap to FBS, and you'll be at William & Mary. Hopefully, though, now maybe you can win the CAA with JMU out of it. But that's a killer right there, though. Although, I mean, he misses the second free throw. You got to get that rebound. And how many times have we seen in this game the Saints have rebounded their own missed free throws? I mean, we've seen it now, I think, 3 times. They've
missed a lot of free throws.
Is nothing more frustrating as a coach.
Yeah, that's
like they miss the free throw. You can't control if they make it or miss it. But what you can control is if they miss it, we're going to get the rebound.
Yeah. And that's simply an effort thing.
You got to get on this loose ball. Got to get it. Good job.
Look up.
That's a tough pass. You challenged the DB, and that played right into Matt Grant's hands. That's where you got to know personnel, though. Like, you throw that pass against maybe any other player on the court, maybe not Nikos either, but you probably have it. But you throw that against a guy who he lives for that. So,
and Coach Blazer's in a weird predicament where, you want to guard Trent, but you need to score and you need to be quick. So it's going to be hard. I think Carter Schuma's the best option, but he's in foul trouble and it's tough. It's a weird lineup.
No, you got to score, which we've said coming out of timeouts. They've done a nice job. So to call a timeout here, you hopefully get a bucket, and then you get your defense set. And what you need to be able to do is turn them over in the backcourt.
Yeah.
And once Trent gets it on the block, at that point, all you can do is make it as difficult as possible.
And the student sections are going back and forth as always.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one, but props to the Trinity students tonight, though. I mean, they've been in it all the way.
Yeah.
I think when that's all. That's the game within the game too, right? I mean, when these schools play, there's the game on the court, and then there's also the game of who's going to get the better of the student sections. And I think Titans have showed out tonight. I mean, to be fair, there have been games plenty of times over at St. Chris when we won the game, and they may have won the student section.
Oh, yeah, that's happened to us plenty of times.
Yeah, so although we usually do a great job over there, the game over there
is such a weird area to be because we have a small little section you squeeze everybody into.
Oh, it's my favorite, man.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Got the crowd right behind the bench. Yeah, these games are special, man. This is what it's about. Hopefully Titans can cut into this lead here on this possession coming out of the timeout.
So Gabe is in for DJ. I guess that brings more of a shooting presence and a quicker ball handler. But
he wasn't there. And that time we talked about the good execution coming out of the timeout, but that was not very good execution.
No. Keyshawn helped on Leland on that little hook.
Yeah, I mean, that may have been I think we run that play several times, and I think Keyshawn just read it.
Yeah.
Knew he could take the risk. There's taking a risk. Nikos can't foul, and that's huge. Now, we got to get into him now. Set it up now.
Yeah.
Trap the sophomore here. He's been excellent, but still, I don't think he's a point guard.
Situation.
Yeah, and there you go. There it is. All right.
Got to execute. Yeah.
There we go. This is what I'm talking about.
Get back to the trap. Set back to the trap.
Score, steal.
There's a timeout.
Timeout.
That cuts it to 9.
Back to single digits.
Wow.
So you asked me what you did to get back into it. That's what you got to do. It starts with scoring. Then you're able to get in them and pressure them.
Yeah.
And those are 4 points directly off of turnovers. Live ball, forced turnovers.
Yeah. And Trey's in his element in that zone.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what he does.
Absolutely.
On the basketball court, at least.
And
I mean, he can't guard me, but that's about it.
What about Dre? Can Dre guard you?
Dre can't guard me.
Okay.
He can pick me off, but he can't guard me. No, I'm playing. That's
Um, did that end up making Sports Center or no?
That one didn't. I was
Okay.
never on Sports Center. I just also want to remind the people out there that I also did jump over a man in that game. Yes,
Yeah,
we
I saw
lost,
that.
but I jumped over a man and I got a ring. So.
I saw that. That was pretty sweet. Might have knocked some sense into you when you hit the ground too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I thought that it was definitely like St. Christopher's tried to get it on Sports Center. I saw their Twitter was like
Oh
nominating
yeah, they
it.
were trying.
It should have been. That was one of the most incredible plays I've seen in a high school game.
It wasn't the which one are you talking about? Pick six?
No, but the one-handed pick six, yeah.
That one wasn't the best one. I'll tell you the second one was the best one.
Yeah.
And I got the same. He picked me off one-handed both times, but that one I was throwing out of bounds, and he jumped up 15 feet to get that one. It felt a little unnecessary, Dre, but we talked about it after.
Yeah. All's well that ends well, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
They got to beat us. They're happy. We got to win states. We're happy.
Yep. There's another one.
Steal. Keep it alive.
Trey
for
Ferguson.
3.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been massive, but I like the pressure.
That could be.
Nope.
There you go.
And if you're Hamill Jones, you don't like that shot, man. This is where you want to run some clock.
But if you're Coach Blaze, you're holding your breath.
Yeah, true. I mean, if it goes in, it's one of those. Like, if it goes in, you tip your cap. It's a good shot.
Over at that point.
But it didn't.
No.
And it's sometimes this sport is just a make or miss league, like they say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't. Good job by Chaikin not forcing that. He wanted to, but it was not there.
It's a good take. And there's no basket interference when they hit the backboard.
Theoretically, there could be, but it's going to be
a foul. That one's a foul.
Foul on Trey Ferguson. Now, did Matt Grant guard Trey Ferguson some in football?
Well, to Trey's credit, he got double teamed the whole game.
Was Mac one of them?
Mac and Dre were basically.
I'm just curious. So, like, those two have had their battles.
Yeah, and those guys, they're best of friends. So,
sweet.
Yeah, so they talk about this game all the time.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hot dog. All right. Well, this is a one-on-one situation, and this is after this, it'll be 2 shots for the Saints. So, big free throw here, and he missed it.
What we talk about, these free throws matter.
Titans do get that rebound this time. Trey Ferguson out with 4 fouls, and he was providing some great minutes, so that's unfortunate. Luke Fisher draws a foul, and that's a bailout call. I mean, Luke was out of control.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying he wasn't. There was contact.
No,
I mean,
it was a foul, but it was one of those that didn't need to be a foul.
Right.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I think that's well put.
He almost could have gotten called with the travel there actually too.
Yeah, he's slipping around a little bit.
Yeah.
Fisher hits the free throw, cuts it 8. Trey Ferguson coming back in, but yeah, he's got 4 fouls. But at this point, at this point, you got to risk it.
And again, he's such a defensive threat.
All right, back within 7. This is the closest it has been since halftime.
Yeah.
And
that's
there's
another steal.
Finish this, Luke.
Yeah.
And it's 5. And this is what I'm saying. When you score, you can set up the press.
Yep.
It's a 2-possession game, Jack.
Another one almost. Ooh, if they called that the other way.
Yeah.
Student section has something to say about it, but it's okay.
I actually thought it might have.
I thought it was
off the heel,
I thought it did too.
Watch the long one. Watch the long one, DJ. That's why you don't play football, DJ.
DJ, you got to punch up.
But that's
punch
all right.
Through.
Don't need to foul here. Don't need to foul.
There's an unnecessary try at a charge.
Yeah, that's huge by Trent Hendrick. He's been so good today.
Yeah, he has. It's going to be a really tough shot.
Oof.
Wow. I mean, 2 guys on him. He's 5'7".
Yeah.
No, sorry, he's 5'10".
Yes.
He likes to tell me, yeah.
Yes.
But to get that shot off without getting blocked was ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. When he put his head down and went in there, I thought it was not going to end well. But
yeah.
He's going to go to the line now. I think he went 0 for 2 from the line last time he was up there.
Both really close, I think, like in and out type of thing.
Yeah.
But let's see. He's not a bad shooter.
Nice. All right.
Really good shooter. And he's also a comedian. You can see him always talking and doing some things, even when it's 6-point game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good. I mean, it's still fun. I mean, I
Oh
know
yeah.
we love to think it's super important, but at the end of the day, this is
Ooh.
about it's fun. It's high school sports.
Yeah.
So he did miss the second.
I mean, this is as great of a game as anyone could ask for.
Yeah, well, it could get a little greater
if we get a win.
Yeah.
But
It's going to be the turnover.
Wow.
The
There's
sophomore Jennings has played wonderfully, but
yeah.
that's now 2 turnovers in the last
everything goes
3 or 4
out the
minutes.
way when it's clutch time. And this is where it's like you rely on the guys that have been in this game, but there are none. So this is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's like, how are they going to react to this moment? And I know I've had my fair share of bad reactions and ended on a good one.
And you grow from it and learn from it. And
but there's
Luke
Luke.
Fisher
That's
was
a
up
crazy
and
good
under.
move.
Good pressure.
Almost a steal, and this is a bucket.
Yeah, when you sell out like that, you got to get there.
Surprised he didn't pass up. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Trent was wide open.
Nice job by Pulley though to control it, and definitely a 4-point swing. Ferguson again.
Tough take.
Oh man.
Leland.
Yeah, I mean I know I said
score.
we need to shoot quickly, but there's been
a
couple shots that were just a little bit forced.
Oh, that's a foul.
Good trap. Yeah, it is going to be a foul. Well, Pulley's missed some free throws today, and Titans are going to need him to miss here. But you got to love the fourth quarter fight that these guys have showed.
Oh, absolutely. To
go from 12 down, cut it all the way to 5. And it's still, still not over.
It's 2 free throws.
It's 2 free throws now. That at the 10 foul mark, it becomes 2.
And
he missed.
It. And he
missed. So
8-point game. Minute left. Got to get a couple threes to fall and hope for the best on the trap. I mean, the trap has worked.
Yeah. The pressure has been excellent. I think that's something that, win or lose, that the Titans can take from this game. That this is a team that can put some press on people.
Yeah.
All right, got to go quick now, Luke. We're going to be running it up here. Leland, head fake. He got
and one. Yep.
And that's going to be the 5th foul on Nikos. And Nikos,
he thought it was a charge.
He's celebrating. He thought it was a charge. Instead, he's just fouled out.
Nah. It looked like he moved his feet. I think that's the right call.
I definitely think that was the right call.
Yeah. But I can understand Nikos in that situation. Everybody's screaming. You don't know where it's coming from. You may think it's you.
Yeah, no doubt. Not to mention just this. You put your body on the line, and you want to get rewarded for it. But I do think that was a block.
Is that his 5th?
It is his 5th. He's acting like he doesn't know that, but the officials are going to let him know. So this is a big free throw here. Can get it back to a 2-possession game. So when a player fouls out, you get 20 seconds to replace them, and some coaches try and use that time to get a little timeout. I mean, the refs are not supposed to let them do that. But that's why Trey can stand there.
That's why Trey's over there.
That's why he can stand there. If it's a real timeout, he can't do that.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to just be a subbing thing. So, it's annoying if you're the coach and opposing players there.
But that's a legal move. And
it is. I like to joke with guys in those situations, just
Yeah. And of course Trey's the one to do it.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah. All right, he made that free throw, cuts it to 6. I don't think you necessarily need to foul immediately. Give your press a chance to work.
At this point, you have to.
If you don't get it, I think that's well timed.
That's a good one.
You give your press a chance to work. If you don't get the steal, they get it across half court. You foul. You foul a guy who's missed a few free throws today.
And there's not really a great free throw shooting team, so it's not. Doesn't really matter who you foul at this point. But at the same time, Keyshawn Pulley was the guy they chose to take the technical free throws in the beginning, so you would assume he's going to make some.
I mean, if I'm Coach Hamill Jones of St. Christopher's, that he is the guy I'd want, my senior 4-year starter. Sure, he's a captain. I'm pretty sure he was even a captain to the degree there was a last year, but he's the most experienced player on this team. I think I don't know if he's committed yet, but I know he's someone who's definitely
got a lot of interest.
Interest in trying to play, college basketball. With his size, ball handling, and shooting, I think he has a great chance to do so. He's a player that I really like. He has not shot at his best tonight, though he's still contributed in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he's been a good playmaker and defender today, but Yeah, he hasn't shot the best.
All right, so
It's another odd lineup.
timeout by, I guess the Titans call that timeout, which is going to be the last one, I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. St. Christopher's called the
Yeah,
timeout.
two
It's
left.
their final timeout. Titans with 2 left. Down 7, 49.3. I mean, obviously need a bucket here, but it can be a 2
Yeah.
if a nice three-pointer presents itself. But my thought process here is try and get a good, quick 2. You don't want to take more than 10, 12 seconds at the most.
Yeah.
But you get a 2, I would say probably at that point, then call timeout. You've got 2. That'll allow you to set up your press, get your best defensive lineup in the game.
And really quickly, like in these situations, do you have a lineup like before a game that you're like, all right, I want these guys in the game, or is it more just in the flow?
No. Well, generally it's you have several different lineups of like, okay, this is gonna our best offensive lineup is this.
Yeah.
Our best pressing lineup is this. Our best rebounding lineup is this. Our best free throw shooting lineup is this. So, and this is the starting 5.
Yeah. St. Chris got on the floor really late there.
They did. So usually you do have that in mind.
Tough move.
Yeah, and he threw it away. Got a foul now. Got a foul. And Luke Fisher does. But that was, we talked a lot about how good these Titans have been coming out of timeouts, but that was
it's 2 in a row that haven't been great.
Well, Keyshawn Pulley did a nice job defending Luke Fisher. He kept him out of the lane where Luke wants to be.
Yeah.
I think he expected, I believe, Alex Shaken to cut to the basket, but
and I think with some of these plays, some of the players may take it so seriously that this is gonna happen, but
yeah, well, another miss.
It's been a weird free throw shooting day because
it has. Well, this game would be over, frankly, if Pulley shot free throws the way that he usually has. But
he's been 1 for 2, and the second one has gone in every time.
1 for 2 keeps you in it if you can score. It's got to be quick now, though.
You got to just turn and shoot at this point. You're waiting.
Yeah, that's deep, but he has that range.
He does.
Got to get that rebound. Good rebound by Matt Grant and Carter Schum, I think, just.
At this point, do you still foul?
Yes.
You still do?
I do. Now, in the NBA, at this point, they would stop. But I feel like, I mean, in the NBA, guys are professional basketball players. They're very unlikely to miss a lot of free throws or turn the ball over.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, at 8 down with 22 seconds, you have about a 1% chance. But I would have still fouled there, yes.
So let's say he makes both of these. Do you still keep fouling? I guess it depends on if you make the shot or not. It depends on if you
score. Right. If he makes both of these to make it a 10-point game, although he just missed the first, so
I just didn't know.
I don't know if it counted. Yeah. But to me, no. If he makes them both and we come down and don't score, I would then not foul.
Yeah.
That's a 4-possession game with realistically, even if we score in 5 seconds, with so there is a certain point where you call it off. I don't think we're. To me, I mean, every coach can decide for themselves where that is. To me, we're not at that point yet.
Yeah, and it's not.
So that was interesting. He shot a free throw when the Titans. It was the same thing with when Carter Schuma just fouled out. Coach Blazer used it as kind of like a unofficial timeout, and they let him shoot a free throw, which he missed. But
they got both of them.
Yeah. So now it's 10. And with the basically lack of urgency we're coming up with, and no, it's I would not foul anymore.
Yeah.
Try and score here. It would be nice to score, but
good shot though. I bet that goes in. Nah.
DJ still fouling, which I get it. You're the senior.
It's a senior.
You don't want to throw in the towel, but
big rivalry game. But I mean, it's over.
Yes.
It's no.
It is. So 7 seconds left.
It's impossible.
Saints up 10. I predict Pulley will make these two.
Less pressure.
To extend it to 12, but these two are going to meet again. I don't know the exact date, but probably 2 to 3 weeks from now over at St. Christopher's.
Yeah.
I think the Titans, if they can hit some of the open shots they didn't hit tonight, I mean, this is a team that they could beat. But
and St. Chris is going to, for sure, practice beating the press.
Absolutely. And if they hit more free throws, it could have been worse. But credit to St. Christopher's. You can see how excited their players and students are, as they should be. And
this was not a bad game for Trinity.
No, I think it was a step forward.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that St. Chris is happy to win over here. Like, they should be.
Yeah.
I mean, like, good. Like that shows you what it means to them. And he did hit both free throws as we thought he would there.
We
but
knew
yeah,
coming into it, St. Chris was going to be a hard team to beat. There's no.
Yeah, no question. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a step forward. I think this Titan team is improving. So the final score: St. Christopher 62, Trinity Episcopal 50. Good job by the Saints. They kept their poise down the stretch and got the deserved win. But I also think the Titans can walk out with their head high. They battled for 4 quarters, cut it to 5.
It's the third quarter. That's the one that
that has been the problem,
Yeah.
and that's something that Coach Blazer and his staff will look to address. Still tons of season left. This is only the second prep league game. Not to mention we still got 2 Benedictine games and I think several other non-conference games. So this was the Titans' 12th game. I think they have at least that many left.
Yeah. What's the record? 4-8 right now.
4-8, but I think
it's a weird 4-8. Let's just say, like, it's a pretty good 4-8.
I agree. It is a weird 4-8 with a lot of good, like a lot of losses to good teams.
Yeah.
And the other thing to look at is, I mean, there were 4 very winnable games that got either snowed out or COVIDed out.
Yeah.
And
so
let's say even if you go 3-1, I mean that record all of a sudden looks a lot better. So I think the key for this group is to keep believing that the best is yet to come, continue to work to get better, continue to build on the really good things that they did, and just avoid that third quarter drought. But
yeah.
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, sorry. I can say, like, I think this team is feared a little bit in terms of an upset type of game. Like, a lot of teams go into this thinking this could be a trap game. So, maybe they don't make the big playoff push or a championship push or whatever this year. Like you said, it's a rebuild year, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of teams facing them, I know for a fact they know that they could lose. It's a very losable game.
For sure.
Against Trinity.
This Titan team, our A game is very good.
Yeah.
But it's going to require the A game to beat some of the best teams. And having said that, just to sign off here, these Titans, speaking of good teams, go up to Alexandria tomorrow. Quick turnaround for a 2 p.m. game at Episcopal High School.
Got to leave at like 8:30.
Yeah, Episcopal, really strong team, coached by Jim Fitzpatrick, one of the best high school coaches in the state of Virginia. They've won a state championship. They're always a force. I believe they're ranked 4th in the state right now, so that's going to be a huge challenge tomorrow afternoon. But again, another opportunity to learn a lot about your team. Mm-hmm. And then our next broadcast will be